One of my favourite places in the Western Cape is the small village of Matjiesfontein. It's in the Karoo, but it's really only 2.5 hours from Cape Town on the N1 as you head for Johannesburg. As you get near Matjiesfontein, there's a huge sign on the side of the road with some choices. You can turn left to Sutherland, you can turn right to Matjiesfontein, or you can keep straight on and head for Beaufort West. And whenever I see that sign, it reminds me that we always have 3 choices in life, and of course in our careers. The first choice we have is to complain about how things are. Our second choice is to consciously decide to change our attitude and to make some allowances and find some win-wins, even negotiate some deals. And the third choice we have is we too can hit the road and head for Beaufort West. We can leave. We can leave a country, we can leave a relationship, we can leave the workplace, or we can leave a particular employer. It takes me back to a conversation that I had with a banking executive many years ago. And I remember the conversation because it started with, "I hate it here." Of course, my question was, what do you hate so much about it? And there were things like, the politics and decisions that go round and round, and the culture and the backbiting and boredom and not doing interesting work, and so on. So I pursued a different angle and asked, what are the kind of things here that do work? In terms of culture, people, the work you do, what are those things? And she said, well, it's not all bad. I do some interesting work. I get to go to some interesting conferences. I do have some nice colleagues, and I get to do some interesting work. I get paid well. It's not all bad. So I tested, is there a place where you can make some allowances, let go of things that perhaps don't matter so much, or give up your insistence, that everything works the way you want it? No, she said, no. Okay. So it sounds like, I suggested, you're thinking of moving on, and it may be worth having a conversation about what that looks like and how you want to put that move together. No, I couldn't do that, she said. Like that was the end of the conversation. What's preventing you from leaving? I asked. Oh, well, I can't just leave. Why not? Who's holding you down? Well, nobody in particular, but I can't leave now. My daughter's at a private school down the road. I'm going to earn a good income here. I'm 8 years from retirement. I have share options here. I can't just leave. Our banking executive was stuck. And she too was faced with 3 choices, the same as you are, the same as I am every time around, right? But you can't have it both ways. You can't bitch about it, not prepared to make any allowances, negotiate any deals and find a win-win, but you're also not prepared to pay the price of moving on and heading for Beaufort West, because that too takes effort. The choices you have always come with a price. Complaining comes with a price. It has a health risk attached. It fuels depression, it fuels anxiety, and misery is never good for your well-being, just your psychological well-being. Not to mention the fact that, when you kind of attract all that misery, people in the workplace that kind of do misery as kind of a matter of course, and you see them coming thinking, well, here they come now, and you could feel your energy dropping. And you're really deciding, don't ask them how they are in case they tell you. The second choice you have is to make some allowances, which means literally looking at things and asking, are there things that I can give up insisting have to be right in order for me to be happy? Does every policy in this organization have to meet my needs? Does every meeting have to be stimulating? Now there comes a point where they aren't enough. But generally there's a place to start negotiating, letting go of things. Even if the organization wanted to do everything to please you, it might not please someone else. And sometimes it's negotiating a deal, perhaps extending your role in some way, getting involved in other projects, finding new ways to start learning again. It may even mean moving to a different part of the organization. And the third choice you have, which is really a values choice, is that I've done my time here. But of course, no inspiration or motivation will drive you to move until you've done with where you are and it really is time to move on. And that's a values choice. It may be that you're wanting to pursue a different career in a different place, or there are needs to grow, to expand your career in a different way, and those opportunities don't exist where you are now. Or there's a values clash or an ethical issue. Or it's literally making you ill, and the workplace can make you ill when you're in a culture that is toxic for you. Nevertheless, you still have 3 options. And I hope that today's kind of a reminder of what those are. You do have a choice. Unless your employer has literally locked you in a dungeon and throw away the key, you have a choice too. And if you are on the road to Johannesburg, or you're heading anywhere near Matjiesfontein and you reach the sign, I do hope that you'll turn off to Matjiesfontein every time.